So this is Kid Chameleon, also known as Chameleon Kid in Japan, where it was released, of course, for the Mega Drive. This game, as you may have saw in the credits, came out in 1992, May of 1992. It's a platforming game, but what makes it unique is, of course, the ability to get these different masks that turn you into different characters and give you different abilities. There's actually about 10 different characters, different abilities that you can play as. Each mask may give you certain skills required to get past a certain part in the game. For example, the rhino with the big hard skull head can bash through certain rocks. The knight can climb some of the walls. So you may need some of the characters to actually get past some of the parts in the level, which is pretty neat. I mean, it's probably not the first time something like that's been done, but pretty cool for 1992. And this game was developed by Sega Technical Institute, which was known for giving us some of those quirky games that turned out to be pretty neat. I mean, like games like Comic Zone. That was a Sega Technical Institute game, so their games were always a little bit different, I guess you'd say. But this one's really not all that different at the base of it. It is a pretty standard platform game. So here you can see the samurai character, and for example, he moves a little bit faster, he can jump higher, but as you've seen coming from the knight, he has less hit points, so that's something to keep in mind. They all have different abilities, but they also have different amounts of hit points. If you look in the backgrounds, you'll see there's, a fair amount of multi-layer scrolling, give it a little bit of depth effect. Sometimes the water effects, the trees in the water, and the way it actually looks like they're reflecting in the rippling water. Pretty neat effects, I guess. For the time, it's not a bad-looking game. I just don't think it's, really was top of the line or anything for its time, but so here's an early example in the game of how you'll need certain characters to get past certain parts in the game. Here you'll need the berserker, or I called it a rhino character, to bash through the walls here to get past this first part. And then, not so far up in the level, you're going to find that you need the knight to climb up the walls. So, obviously they're trying to show you right away here that you're going to need different characters to get past certain parts in the level. So that's pretty cool. There's a lot of hidden rooms in this game. There's a lot of secret areas. You can get a lot of power-ups. And the crystal points, which I'm not too familiar with what those are for, not having the manual with the game. From what I can tell, some of the characters get extra abilities when they have a certain amount of the diamond power points. So that's cool. You can also get extra men and obviously more masks. So there's lots of hidden areas in this game. Sometimes you'll fall through false floors, or sometimes you can walk through walls. Sometimes you actually need to walk through walls to get through the game. So always look for hidden areas. Now you'll find these transporters throughout the game. Sometimes these transporters are required to get through the level. Sometimes they're just extra transporters, like to take you to like a secret bonus level. This is basically just a secret bonus level as far as I can tell. You don't need to go through this area to get through the level, but you may find some power-ups here that you can't find throughout the normal level, so that's pretty cool. Always look out for the secret transporters. Sometimes they're there because you need them, sometimes they're there just to take you to bonus levels. Now at first this game seems really easy. I thought it was really easy. You get a lot of lives, you get a lot of continues. You can take a lot of hits, and you find a lot of masks throughout the level, and every time you get a new character, you get full hit points, and each character has a different amount of hit points, so depending on the character you are. When you're just straight up Kid Chameleon, or whatever his name is, Kyle or something, Casey. Yeah, the main kid that you play as, his name is Casey. When you're playing as Casey, you can only take 2 hits. Obviously, if you play as like a big armored tank, you're going to be able to take more hits. So the hit points depend on the character you get. But each time you change the characters, you get full hit points. So that actually makes it incredibly easy in the levels, because you'll find a lot of times you'll get duplicate masks. Say you're already the samurai, and the samurai mask will come out repeatedly. And you think, well, I don't really need the samurai mask, but get it anyways because it's going to refill your hit points. So in that regard, it certainly seems like a really easy game until you realize how long it is. This game in total has 103 levels. Now you don't go through 103 levels because some of the levels have multiple paths. Sometimes you'll get almost like bonus levels. There's 32 basically extra levels on top of that are not exactly the length of the game. You don't have to go through those levels. You probably go through about 50 levels in this game though. So for a generic side-scroller with no map, no save abilities, and no password system, there's not even a password system in this game. So if you play this game, you literally have to go through 50 or more levels at once. So it's a long game, so you're going to need as much men and continues to make it through the entire length of the game. The boss fights are very spread out. I think I've gone through 9 levels here and really only seen one boss fight. For a while there, I was starting to wonder if there was a boss fight. So overall, I would say this is a pretty cool game by Sega. I mean, it's safe to say, like I said, that games have used similar designs before where you can change your character and have different abilities, but I don't think at the time anything had gone to the level that this has gone to. With the ability overall, including your main character, you have 11 different characters with different skills. And I don't think anything's ever really come close to that. So in that regard, it's a pretty unique game, and it's definitely worth checking out. Luckily, there's a lot of ways to check this game out right now. You can play this game on the PlayStation 2 and PlayStation Portable with the Sega Genesis Collection. You can play it on your Xbox 360 and PS3 in Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection. You can play it on the Wii with the Virtual Console. This game came out to Virtual Console in 2007. And it was also released in the Sega Smash Pack 2, which I believe was for the PC and included a bunch of old Sega Genesis style games. So lots of ways to play it. I would of course say play it on your original Genesis or Mega Drive if you have one. It's definitely worth picking this game up. It's pretty easy to find and it's really cheap. So yeah, I mean really the biggest problem with this game is it's so damn long and there's no password system. But hey, other than that, if you're looking for a game that's going to take a long time to beat, this is definitely one of them. And like I said, it's a good game overall, so there you go. See you guys later.